Hey, I don't know if you saw Michelle Obama's speech. It was everybody's talking about it. I watched it for about 35 seconds, so I got a good feel. She got serious, and she's talking about how she cares about. She kept doing this. She does this a lot when she gets serious, and she kept talking about how girls are there. They need to be respected and everything, and all that stuff, and pulling. She's tugging everybody's heartstrings. And did you see it, Hank?
I saw a pretty good chunks of it. Mostly.
And what was it about that? Mostly what I just said, or how would you characterize her speech?
I mean, the stuff where she addressed Donald Trump, was what made most of the news.
Yeah, that's what made the news, right? People kept saying, "Wow, look how she's going to really take down Donald Trump." Because who needs a good taking down is Donald Trump.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one's ever pointed out how gross he is.
Right.
Yeah, she was really affected.
The way she stuck her neck out, 5 seconds before the election, the way she came out and got on Donald Trump. Well, I don't understand. Why. So here's what I said, and then we'll get back to our conversation.
Oh, all right.
I said this. I said, while you're watching this speech, remember her husband is currently bombing 8 different countries, jailing journalists, and pushing job-crushing TPP. Well, do you think that is a good tweet?
It's a great tweet. It's beautiful. It's perfect in every way.
And do you get what I'm trying to say with it?
You're like the Michelle Obama of tweeters.
I am the Michelle Obama of tweeters.
Everybody loves you, no matter what.
I want to just tweet.
I mean, it's a great point because, that's the nature of American hegemony is that if you're president, you're probably going to be murdering people at any given moment. And it's weird when there's a beloved first lady. And I'm among those who beloves her. I think she's great. I think she's terrific for first lady, for a person in general. She's a great role model for women and girls. I don't mean to be, penis splaining there too much. But and what I was going to say earlier, and I'm not trying to argue with you or anything, but the fact that she's a first lady speaking up against Trump is unusual. I guess the whole thing is unusual, but
what would be really unusual if she spoke up against, I don't know, her husband who's pushing job-crushing TPP right now.
Yeah.
Really? You worry so much about the little girls that you don't care if you take away the jobs of their parents and send it to even poorer, more desperate people in other countries. And by the way, accelerate climate change. Because that's a real thing. We're past the tipping point. Maybe you don't care. Ooh, do this more. Care about Trump.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, when she said, I have the quote here, I have to tell you that I can't stop thinking about this. It has shaken me to my core.
That's what part I was looking for.
In a way that I couldn't have predicted.
That's what I wanted to. I couldn't find that part of the speech, so I'm not going to listen to that whole stupid speech. And I know everybody loves that speech, but what a waste of time.
Well, she completes
what a waste
it
of
with
time.
this.
Say it again, Steph, what you just said.
I have to tell you that I can't stop thinking about this. It has shaken me to my core in a way that I couldn't have predicted.
Pause. But what doesn't shake you to your core is that the person you are right now supporting, how many millions of people got killed in Iraq? How many war crimes did they commit to cover that up that your husband won't prosecute? But he is prosecuting journalists who expose war crimes, isn't he? Yes, he is. And you're part of it, Michelle. You can't sit there and say, this is the time I'm going to speak up. I'm going to speak up against Donald Trump. Why don't you speak up against something that's real, that somebody else isn't speaking up against? There's enough people speaking against Donald Trump. In fact, the last time I checked, everybody was. Why don't you speak up against something that needs to be spoken up against? How about what's happening in North Dakota right now, Michelle?
Yes.
How about right now what's happening in North Dakota? That doesn't shock you to your core that this country's founded on genocide and right now cops are cracking the heads and jailing journalists at the behest of your husband's donors? But what really bothers you is Trump. This is your moment. You're empty, Michelle Obama. You're empty. Just like your husband, you're failures, and you turned your back on working people and your country. And that's not hyperbole. Everybody who knows anything about anything agrees.
Come on, it doesn't shake her to her core about what's happening to the kids in Chicago.
That doesn't shake you to your core. It didn't shake you to your core that we lead poison kids in a city in America. And by the way, you still haven't fixed it. Barack Obama went there and he said, "Oh no, you just put a filter on it." We can find $39 billion to send to Israel so they can buy bombs to go bomb people with.
2 o'clock.
But we can't find any money to go fix the water treatment in frickin' Flint right now. But that doesn't shake her to her core that there are literally kids that are brain damaged.
I mean, she should
Right
have
now.
come out. She
Brain
should have come out
damaged.
and she should have said, "Hey, let's not get all crazy about this crazy-making machine, Donald
Right.
Trump.
That's what she should have
There are
said.
some real issues, and I'm going to take this opportunity right now. We're going to examine these issues because the next president of the United States needs to solve these problems, and we got to start with our children."
Hey, by the way, my husband's jailing journalists. Can we put a stop to that? Because when we leave here, the next guy's going to jail journalists too, and the next woman. Can we put an end to jailing journalists in America? Hey, by the way, could we bring back habeas corpus? Do you know your democracy's already been taken from you? Do you know you live in an oligarchy and it doesn't matter what you guys want? That we don't care about you? We just give speeches to you? We pay fealty to the democracy, but there is no democracy in America. You know that, right? No, she's going to give a speech about Trump. What a this whole thing, the country is disgusting me. And the way people fawned over that stupid frickin' speech. Empty. Michelle Obama's empty. Barack Obama is a traitor to the working people of America. He's a traitor to progressives. A traitor, just like Bill Clinton is, just like Hillary Clinton is. Yeah, they have to keep getting a worse and worse boogeyman.